Hello, PDHP parents and community. It's Carrie Ann Fitzgerald from the Program for the Development of Human Potential. And it is Family Fun Friday. We have a long weekend. I know this is kind of a strange weekend for us at this time. You know, all those things that we'd be looking forward to herald the summer are now kind of topsy-turvy. But let's still try to get some of that fun in this weekend, okay? Of course, safely. Parents that I've been seeing have been trying different things for themselves even, you know. I actually just saw an ad for art for older adults in our lives. You know, some of those mandala drawings. I've seen maybe some of those ceramic places that are around are also offering delivery locally or within their borough of different pieces. And you know, some people have been telling me that they've been getting it for the older adults in their lives or the aunts and the uncles, and you know, that's a great thing. One family told me that they have been doing puzzles, and while the older kids in the family like it, the younger kids don't. So it's interesting to see, and it's interesting to try different things, and I encourage you to do that. So of course we're doing our parent teen night. Okay, parents and teens. Again, this is really geared towards your 7th and 8th graders, but at this time, anyone can jump in, and it does retain a lot of the ideas of the younger ones that we've done. Our K through 6 family fun nights has some similar activities. The adults always love these as well. So, you know, it's really ageless, to be honest with you. We break it up this way so it does give parents and teens time to connect, because it is a transition age. So if you remember from last week, we went through, you know, introductions and why we do this. And I think one of the most important things in the parent and teen night that I love is just those questions. You know, parents, do you remember what it was like to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? You know, what was it like being a teenager? What was it like being your kid's age? Even if they're like 7, even if they're young, what was it like? Tell those stories. Those are great. Kids, can you imagine what it's like to be a parent? So really just kind of establishing this, step into someone else's shoes. What's the empathy like? Empathy is such a great tool. And then, of course, we went through different ground rules. You know, this way we can keep the focus on fun. So here we are, we're going to start up our first activity. You guys ready? Of course, when I'm reading these, remember, you know, I'm kind of considering the idea of everyone in the room together, all these different families in the school community, working together, working amongst themselves, and sitting in a big circle. So I do moderate it as best as I can, but you know, sometimes I'm just in that mode, so I apologize. But let's start with one of our very famous PDHP icebreakers. We're known for these. And this one in particular is really funny because when I learned it, I was a teacher in a classroom, and we had a PDHP counselor on staff at that school. And when I brought it up, and I thought I was being really like, you know, new and novel and trying something different, you know, the kids are all like, oh, we've done that before with the counselor, you know. So this one is one that's really popular. So if you have PDHP service in your school, the kids probably know it. And it's easy, okay? So it's called Listen Carefully. We want to see if parents and teens can listen carefully and follow directions. The interesting thing is, ooh, who's doing it better, the adults or the kids? Interesting. So I'm going to read some directives for you, and they get faster as we go, all right? Everyone stand, please. Everyone wearing green, sit, please. If you are wearing black shoes, clap once. Everyone with brown hair, stand, please. All black-haired people, please sit. If you're wearing white, stand, please. Everyone with blue eyes, wave, please. Everyone wearing red, sit, please. If you have brown eyes, please stand. Everyone wearing blue, sit, please. If you're wearing uncomfortable shoes, please sit. If you were born in December, stand please. If you are happy, shake your right hand, please. If you are wearing rings, please sit. If you are very smart, please stand. You should all stand. If you are wearing yellow, clap, please. If you know a good joke, call out ha ha, please. If you have green eyes, whistle, please. If you have blonde hair, please sit and stomp your feet. If you're getting tired, please sit. Everyone stand, please. And if you're glad this is over, please clap. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just got a standing ovation. So if you're the one that's reading these out, you get that standing ovation. See what you did there? So then we go through some of these different questions. What did you think of this activity? You know, who was better at responding, the adults or the kids? Do you feel a little warmed up? Usually people do. A lot of people laugh because they're like, oh my gosh, I had to look and see, you know, was I wearing my rings today? Or what color did I have on, you know? I think during this time of quarantine, maybe some of us are questioning what color our hair is today. So it is a fun one, and it does warm us all up, okay? So this one is for affirmations, and a lot of people are talking about affirmations as part of self-care or part of a great way to start your routine and stay grounded. So I really like this one. It also works on group dynamics. So of course, you know, when we're doing these, we have a big dynamic going on, but remember, family is a group, and there is a dynamic that goes on that we don't always tune into, you know, because it's just a norm, it's an everyday thing. And it also gets us listening to one another. Remember the rules. One voice, one mic. This is called family power names. So with your family, please work to find an adjective, a descriptive word, okay, that describes you all in a positive way and starts with the same sound as your last name. So for example, I'm Carrie Ann Fitzgerald. So I'll take the name Fitzgerald, and I'll say that we are fearless. We're the fearless Fitzgeralds because the sound and the letter are actually the same. And then with that introduction, each member of the family will introduce themselves as they go down the list. Okay, so one, maybe the teen will say, hey, it's the fearless Fitzgeralds, or maybe the dad will say it's the fearless Fitzgeralds, and then each person says their name so that we know who's in the room. You guys can extend this a little bit to make it a little funner because clearly you know everyone's names, but you could talk about maybe nicknames. You know, did you know that your kids like a particular nickname? You know, instead of being called Joseph, maybe they like to be called Joey. Or even just adjectives to describe the names that they have. Joyful Joe, you know, something like that. Keeping it positive again and keeping that idea of one voice, one mic, so you can really hear each other. Remember, listening is part of this one. And also that idea of just introducing each other and introducing yourself. In a couple of years, your kids are in a new school, high school. They will be introducing themselves to a new group, okay? So thinking, what was it like to work together on this? How did we come to agreements? And our next one is also about communication. And it's one of our favorite ones to do in any kind of group event. We call it lineup. You're going to use the silence signal often on this because you are to do this without speaking. So if you remember in the beginning, our silent signal is clapping so that we don't have to raise our voice or run around. So we clap 3 times and everyone responds 3 times. Even in your own little group, if you don't have someone who's running the show, you guys can just always say, all right, you know, it's getting a little loud, so anyone can kind of clap this out. And then everyone would clap 3 times back, okay? So normally we'd be breaking into different groups to make this a little more manageable, but of course you're working together. So find a spot in your house that you want to be like your target area. Maybe it's the doorway. And without speaking, everyone's going to get up, and in a long line, they're going to line up in order from that spot, smallest to tallest, without speaking. And then the directions to do it tallest to smallest. Again, without speaking. And the next one is to do it by birthday, and it goes by calendar year. So calendar months, not year, I'm sorry. So you would have to be in the order of the calendar going from January all the way to December without speaking. And then, we stop and we think, well, how was it to do this activity quietly? Were there ways that we had to communicate, that we had to find to communicate without using words? And think about those things. Oftentimes I see people, get using their fingers, using their hands, going like this, to switch people out, especially with the tallest to smallest. It's very emphatic the way people are doing it, very enthusiastic. Sometimes it's just that body language, the eyes even like, oh, go there, that kind of thing. So thinking about that body language, that physical literacy that we have. Okay, so right there, 3 different activities. 2 that are more physical, but one's quiet. I know parents, you're thanking me for that one. And one that, really gets you talking and thinking and creative in a bit. Okay, I hope you have a great long weekend. Have a very happy Memorial Day. Stay safe, stay well. And I won't see you for Monday for a mindfulness, but I hope you're practicing some self-care and some mindfulness. And I will see you for Wednesday for What's Good. Take care.